What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a very blessed day today. Hope everybody has stayed warm and has been able to keep electricity, or if you lost electricity, I hope you got it back quickly over the last couple of weeks. It's been kind of crazy here in North Carolina and the south and east there in general. We stayed home the first week with all the ice, and then we went out and then we got stuck in the snow on top of the ice in the big truck, but luckily the Lord watched over us and got us home safely. So I hope everybody's doing okay after these storms, and it's still pretty chilly out, but hopefully in the next month or so we'll start seeing some warmer weathers. But I just want to come on here, and I was at a men's conference yesterday and this morning with my church, Ebenezer Baptist there in Hendersonville, and I just want to come on and just touch on a few subjects because it was really hit me hard these last 2 days. With it being a men's conference, it was obviously focused on men and their relationship with Christ and what they, should be going through life, and how we can, better ourselves and get closer to the Lord. So, I just wanted to touch base with all my guy friends out there and all my fathers and everybody out there who has kids, grandkids, even if you don't have kids. We have to steadfast. We have to stay steady in the Lord's word. We need to, as men, we need to lead our wives, and not in a way to where we overtake them or to where we what we say goes, and we don't listen to their input or their opinions. You are a team, but ultimately you need to lead the family. You need to lead your kids. You need to lead your grandkids. We have to be careful, and I don't mean this in any negative way, but as it says in the Bible, we have to be careful on relinquishing the power of the family over to the wife and the mother, because that is not what they're meant for, as far as the Lord puts it. The Lord did not make women to have the broad shoulders like we do to hold the weight of all the family on their shoulders. If your wife is taking the kids to church and you're not going to church, or that she's making all decisions and you're just going along with everything, that's very dangerous. They're talking about, we have some special guest speakers, and they were talking about how that's can be very easily to invite the devil into your home and into your family, if you're not leading your family properly. So your kids should be seeing you praying. You should be praying with your kids, praying with your family as often as possible. They should see you reading the Bible, and getting into the Word and getting closer to God. You should be the ones that are taking them to church and molding them to be followers of Christ. Men have a lot of hardships that we have to deal with, and we, in this day and age, with the craziness of confusion with male and female, which there is no confusion for me or anybody who's, to me, has any kind of common sense. There's male and female. There's no gray area. I'm sorry, there just isn't. The Lord made you the way He made you for a reason, and you're beautiful just the way you are in His image, whether you're male or female. And you need to embrace that. You need to embrace who you are biologically, what your role is in the family on this earth for God, and you need to try to live up to that standard as best as possible. Now, I'm a broken sinner. I have many flaws, and I am battling daily with old secular ways that creep up into my brain, and into my heart, and I'm constantly asking God to push those out and keep those negative demonic spirits from taking back over me. And there's many days that I don't want to read my Bible, and I force myself to, and then I feel much better for afterwards. And there's times where I'm like, oh, I'll just do a short prayer here, and then I don't feel like I prayed enough, and it ends up turning into a 15 or 20-minute prayer. And because I just want to get closer to Him. That's the main objective, is to get closer to the Lord. And I am just overjoyed with the fellowship we had with the men this week. I think there looked to be about 300 of us. And there's nothing more powerful than having 300 men worshiping Christ. I've never been to a men's conference. This was my first one. I've done some things when I was a youth, but I've never been to a full-on men's conference since I became an adult. And it was so empowering. The Holy Spirit was present, powerfully present. The speakers were amazing. They really explained things, to you the way Christ was trying to explain it to us to help you understand what you're actually reading in His Word. But I'm definitely looking through a new lens after these last 2 days and gonna try my best. And one of the biggest takeaways was from this conference that he said is, when you leave here, you're gonna be filled. You're gonna be filled with the Holy Spirit. You're gonna be ready to go and ready to tackle the world, and just make sure that you're not a firework. You don't shoot up, explode, and then it disappears, to instead be a slow rolling, burning fire. So you can continue on for the rest of your life to always be trying to disciple and bring more disciples to Him. So I'm going to try my best to live that way and be as humble as I can. And, I'm going to fall. I'm going to fail. I'm going to get upset. I have to ask Him for patience on my anger every day. But through Him, it'll happen. It might take time and before I can, He can totally take control of those aspects, and He might have me battle them for a reason and whatever that may be. But as long as I give everything to Him, everything's His. All my money, all my possessions, my life, it's His. It's His to put me where He needs to be, put me on the path that He needs me to be, put the people, where I can talk to Him and fellowship and teach what I know so far about Jesus and plant that seed, that so the Lord takes over them. We can't change people ourselves. Only He has the power for that, but we can plant the seeds. We can be the sower. So with that said, I was so full of the Holy Spirit come out of our church today that I felt like I just had to make a video. It's been a few weeks since I made one. I just wasn't feeling like I had it in me, and today He was like, it's time to make another video, so here I am. So with that being said, again, if any of you guys need any prayer, ask me. I'll put it in my prayer book. I'll pray for you. You don't have to tell me what it's about. You're just gonna say, hey, can you pray for me? And I will. I pray multiple times a day, and I try to put everybody in my scope within my prayers throughout the day, so I touch base on everybody that I'm praying for, which the list just keeps getting longer and longer, but that's okay, because I want everybody to come to Christ. I want everybody to be in heaven with me. So with that being said, I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderfully, wonderfully blessed day. Just go out and spread forth His Word, and yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next go around.